What it do, world? It is Wednesday, and as promised, I'm about to do the Midweek Pickup. I've been trying to do certain spots, different locations since I started back, something to kind of just show y'all a little bit about my city for those who aren't in Houston, and just a different scenery. So today we are here. If you can check that out, I know y'all can see it, but I'm over in the Heights area today, and see it, A-R-T. All my Houstonians, y'all probably know exactly where this is, but this is where the Midweek Pickup is gonna come from today. I love scenery, even though it's hot, we still go do it. But anyway, today's topic is going to be future. And again, I'm not talking about the rapper, but I'm talking about, your future, my future, everybody's future that's around you. I am the first in my family. I'm the first grandchild. You know how it all goes. The first male, the first son, the first boy, the first nephew type thing. And now that I've gotten older and I have my own child and everything, I'm starting to really focus on the future. And I'm not just talking about my future, and I'm not just talking about only my daughter's future as well. I'm talking about within the next 5 years. I have two parents that's about to retire here very soon, and it's my dad and my mother-in-law. So what I've been trying to do here lately is think of ways to expand my brand, to get the restaurant or the catering business, not a restaurant yet. I've been trying to speak things into existence here lately, but getting everything in order so when it comes time for my father to retire or time for my mother-in-law to retire, I can have some type of something going to where they won't have to worry about what they're going to do as far as money goes, how they're going to keep going after being retired and everything like that, because you already know once people retire, a few things happen if they don't keep busy. A lot of people, and I'm not trying to jinx anybody or say anything wrong, but sometimes your body is so used to doing something, especially if you've done it over 20 years or something like that, every day repetitiously, your body is not used to you just stop doing that. And a lot of people who retire a few years later, if they don't have something to do or if they're not doing something that's fulfilling to them in life, a lot of people end up passing away. And I'm trying to build my brand up to where if they do still want to work, if my mother-in-law still wants to work, or if my father still wants to work, after he retires or whatever, which I know that they will, I can have something for them to fall back on, something that's not, working for the same type of people that they have spent, 20 to 30 years working with and everything like that. So I've been really focused on trying to see what I can do as far as prepping for the future for my family, for my dad and for my mother-in-law. And it's becoming a little stressful because it's so much that I want to do. It's so much that I want to make sure that I have in order. But with that stress, I have to learn how to throw that somewhere else so I can continue to focus, because when like I said, I was the first boy and there's no other boys. So as you get older, you start to notice, hey, the torch is about to be passed. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, my dad used to take care of the family, which he still, does his thing, but the torch is about to be passed to me now. So I have to make sure that I'm ready and I'm willing to do everything that I have to do. So that's why I be so focused on talking about goals and quarterly goals and everything like that. But it's way more than just quarterly goals. A lot of people can't see what's coming in front of them in the next 3 months, and they're having trouble with those type of goals. I'm looking for things within the next 5 years and then ongoing, and that's why I'm really trying to focus hard on doing what I have to do to be able to provide for not only my wife and my child, but also when the time comes, I want to be able to take care of my parents and my family as a whole, because again, once that torch is starting, or it's about to be passed, once it's already lit, as a man, especially if you have been brought up the way that I was brought up, you're already knowing, hey, the time's coming and I need to do what I need to do to get to where I need to get to. So it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of preparation, it's a lot of strategizing that we have to do. And if you're not doing that, you're never going to get anywhere where you need to be. Last week, I was doing some things, and then one part of my mind said, you could do this one part and then do the other part later. And then as I was doing it, and I was looking at the time that it was taking and everything, and I looked around, I was like, yeah, I might as well do it all. Why put something off when you're already in the middle of doing it, and then just stop. You can't half-ass anything. It's not even worth it, because you're going to have to come back to it later, and then you're going to end up having to do it again. So it's almost like you're putting double work on yourself. What I want to encourage you to do today, and I'm working on this too still, is when you have a task or when you have something to do, just do it, just complete it. I mean, time management is always important, and like I said before, a lot of people look at other people and like, oh man, how could he do that? How does he do all that in one day? We all have the same amount of time in our days. It's just about how we manage our time. So why put your hands on something and not finish it when you could finish it and then come back a day or two later to try and finish it, again, when you could have just finished it in that one setting. So what I want to encourage everybody to do is, if you have a task in front of you and you think you can break it up or whatever, if it's a task that's big enough, then of course you might have to break it up. But if it's a task that you know that you can get done, why put it off? Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it, get it out the way so you can move on to something better. You have to plan, you have to strategize, and you have to execute. And that's all there is to it. I'm learning at the same time. I'm trying to get everything in order, like I said. But a lot of people, you heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but sometimes to raise a brand, it also takes a village, and I'm trying to raise my brand. It's still in infancy right now. So I'm the one who's going to help it go to, toddler state, and then adolescence, preteen, grown up, things like that. So just keep in mind, you always have to plan. Quarterly goals are always great. Quarterly goals is what is going to train you into the yearly goal or the 5-year goal or the 10-year goal. It's a lot of things that we all deal with in life. Sometimes, people may not understand, but sometimes people may be going through something, and you ask for advice, you ask for help from a certain person or whatever, and maybe that person isn't in the right mind state to be able to give the advice that they need to give or that they would usually give. And sometimes you gotta just let people step back, and when it comes time, everything will fall into place. But as far as the future goes, like I said again, you have to plan, you have to strategize, and you have to execute. I mean, in that order, because if you don't, everything's going to be all out of whack, and then you're going to be one of those people who, well, I'll do the rest of it tomorrow. And then after tomorrow comes, you have something else put on your plate, and you're like, oh maybe I can do it the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then you're all the way put back off of that one task that you were supposed to do, and you done picked up other tasks, and you never get to go back to what you had started. So remember, dreaming reality into vicious existence. Keep pushing that, keep thinking that in your mind so you can get everything done that you need to get done. And Takoi, take care of yourself. I have to take care of myself so I can take care of other people in the future. Again, I told y'all before, I have 2 of my parents that are coming up on retirement right now. So I have to plan, I have to strategize, and I have to execute all the moves that I want to make so they can have a happy retirement, or they can have a good, enjoy the rest of their years, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's hard when you retire. I've seen it happen so many times, and people just don't know where they want to go after that. And then it's almost like heartbreak and depression come in, and then a lot of people end up losing people. It's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to plan, get a plan together, a good one. I'm trying to strategize every move that I'm going to make, and I want to execute it so I can take care of my family, when the time comes. And I know the time is coming. I know a lot of people may think, oh, you're trying to do this too early and you're thinking about it too early. No, I'm not thinking about it too early, because if I think about it later, it'll be too late. That's why it's called later, because it's going to be too late once you get to it. So with that being said, I'm trying to go on and cut it short here. Family first, God second, everything else will follow. And stay prayed up, stay active, keep your brain going, feed your brain, because it's just like your stomach. Your brain needs knowledge, more knowledge, so it can grow. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all who checked in and stayed with me. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week again. God first, family second, everything else will follow. Hashtag drive dreaming reality into vicious existence, and hashtag Takoi, taking care of yourself. With that being said, I'll holler at y'all next Wednesday. Have a good rest of the week. Peace out. One more look at the scenery. A lot of people don't know, man, Houston has a lot of cool little spots, and it's very artistic. It's very different from what a lot of people may seem. It's stuff in the city that I've been seeing here lately that I didn't even know was in my own city, and I've been here for 34 years now. But yeah, not getting off topic or whatever thing, but I'll see everybody next week. Y'all have a good one.